I see, girl, I think you human. Oh, but you ape, like me. No, put down.
How long have you been here?
Long time. Home.
Are there more like you? More apes from zoo?
Dead. All dead. Long time. Human gets sick. Ape gets smart. Then human kill ape. But not me. I run.
You learn to speak.
Listen, human. Bad ape. Bad ape. No touch. That's mine. I'm okay. Eat. New friends. Special day. Here, you keep. She keep.
Where did you get this?
Bad place. Human zoo. Bad human.
Bad humans. Soldiers. Soldiers. Can you take us?
Human zoo? No, go back there. Very safe here. Never go back. No, look. More snow. Cannot go. Must stay.
He's so great because he visualizes what he wants, and he's so great at telling you what he wants. And he's very soft-spoken, and he's never raised his voice or anything, and he makes sure that you're comfortable with everything. And he's just amazing. It's so, like, mind's blown. It's crazy because I pictured something in my head reading the script, and it turned out like 1,000 times better when I first saw it. I'm most excited about seeing like the motion capture, how the apes look, and just like the green screens and the blue screens, how it all is put together, because it's all like everything's one puzzle piece, and at the end the puzzle's put together. I didn't know what it was when I was auditioning, and then we got the call that I got it, and then we found out that it was Planet of the Apes, and my dad and I were just freaking out because we're really big fans of the Planet of the Apes movies. So he's awesome. He's very nice, and Karen even said before I had even met him that he was probably one of the most nicest men she had ever worked with, and she was right. He's awesome.
I think that what has been so exciting about this story from the beginning is that really what we're looking at when we're looking at these apes is ourselves. And it's a way to hold a mirror up to human nature. And you know, the most human character in all of these films is Caesar, who of course is an ape, not human. I was so drawn into this idea of watching these apes sort of behaving in ways that really were about us. And I think that there's a kind of universality to it because the ape behavior and the human nature is very universal. On the one front, it's a giant war movie. It's filled with action and battles. But in the foreground, it's really about Caesar's war within his heart and the struggle for his soul. Will he lose any sense of, for lack of a better phrase, humanity? The story is very much an ape point of view story. You come into it through Caesar's perspective. You see this war that's been going on and the losses that the apes are taking, and Caesar taking it very, very personally. And when you see the extremes to which Woody Harrelson's character and his men will go, you start to feel like, well, what kind of monsters must they be? But as the story evolves and as the mystery unfolds, you start to come to understand their humanity. They're on the edge of extinction. They're fighting for survival. And so the question starts to be, just how extreme would you be in order to preserve your very species, to allow for a world where there can be decency and humanity and gentleness again? How extreme will you be to fight for that? You know, a lot of actors, I think, are afraid of the idea of being replaced by technology, but this is actually completely driven by the performance, and so it is a playground for actors. When something is performance capture, it means it's driven by performance, and performance is often driven by surprise, discovery, because when things are happening and the camera is rolling, you've caught it, and that moment illuminates something, and that only comes when you're willing to throw away, to some degree, what you've got. Of course, you have your roadmap, you have your script, but try to find something deeper, some more surprises, and Andy's that kind of actor. He was constantly surprising me, and to get to sit there and be an audience to what he was doing as he was exploring that character is just something that I'll never forget. I mean, Woody's a very inventive actor, and he ended up having a lot to contribute to the character at the script stage. You know, we had written it, you know, Mark and I, very detailed, and then he had certain aspects where he thought, oh, I love that. Can we try to eliminate that further? And we got into a really great dialogue with him about that so that we could really explore his humanity, and it was really fun. Over Skype, which is ridiculous, he made me cry. And he was so connected in a real way to this character. And I talked to him afterwards. He was very worried, like, am I supposed to be playing this as an ape, and how did I do it? But he forgot about all of that and was just being completely authentic in who this character was, and seemed to get him in such a way that was both very disarmingly funny, but truly heartbreaking as well.
Things are very desperate. They are now battling for survival, both the humans and the apes, and there's no win for anyone. It's just brutal, and the virus has completely, has ravaged the globe, and there are pockets of survivors. The apes are being, they believe themselves to be the only group of surviving apes, and Caesar is seeing them being slaughtered. One of the great journeys for me on across the three films actually has been Caesar's articulacy and linguistic articulation, and also his ability to think, and how that has, in terms of processing emotional intelligence, but also his intellect, and how that's changed over the three movies. Here was this amazing story of an outsider who was brought up with human beings, and grew up with love, and then at a certain age in his teenage years was rejected and then thrown into another situation, a kind of a facility, and the pages were going by, and I was thinking, this incredible story of a boy becoming a revolutionary, and then leading his kind to freedom, and it was like, and by the way, it's an ape. And Woody and I had the most amazing journey on this, and we became very close friends as a result, because of the Caesar Colonel relationship. He was very willing to take it as far as he could, and we completely connected. And he's all about discovering the scenes and properly rehearsing with the apes as actors and finding the beats and rehearsing scenes with a crew standing around ready to shoot. He will always wait until the moment is right and that the scene has been rehearsed properly and that everybody understands what that scene is about. Terry is, you know, he's world class and a unique human being, and really this franchise, these three films particularly, would not be anything without his involvement, because he's not only playing a character in it, but he's also keeping an eye on every single other ape performer in this and coaching them. I mean, I've always said about acting using performance capture technology is in a way there's no mystery to it. There is no mystery to it. One has to play the character as if you were researching or getting under the skin of any live action character. I mean, obviously if you're playing something like an ape, there's a certain amount of physical work that you need to do, but it's only the same as, you know, if you're in a musical, you learn the choreography and you learn dance steps and you learn how to sing the songs. So there's a technical approach, but it's all bound up with character. You know, in this latest version, the eyes are extraordinary, and the way that they have, the way that light refracts in the eyes, the way that tears and the meniscus is created. It's there, you know, it's all CG and it looks so brilliantly real, and it's truthful, and it captures the truthful emotions of what the actor's doing. To be able to literally flip the world on its head and see human nature within another kind really does allow us to put our condition under a microscope in a very interesting way. This movie is all about, you know, otherness. It's about fundamentalism. It's about what you do to save your own tribe above anybody else's. You know, these are all questions that we're facing. It couldn't be more of a perfect metaphor for our times. I really do believe this movie is a film for our ages.
He's a smart one, isn't he? What are you gonna name him?
Do they look like just apes to you?
He saved our lives.
He was remarkable.
Apes together! Strong, strong!
You're him. You're Caesar. We've been searching for you for so long.
I do not start this war. I fight only to protect apes.
Human gets sick, ape gets smart. Then human kill ape. But not me. I run.
There are times when it is necessary to abandon our humanity, to save humanity.
They must pay. I will finish this. I offered you peace. I showed you mercy.
You talk about mercy? No matter what you say, eventually you'd replace us. That's the law of nature. So what would you have done?
What did the humans promise you? No matter what you do, you'll never be one of them. You are We are the beginning!
Apes together! Strong!
We are the beginning!
Apes together! Strong!
Have you come to save your apes?
I came for you.
Well, yeah, I mean, you could easily look at the Colonel as a bad guy, but I kind of look at him as a guy who feels called upon to do something great and important in this uncertain world. I think Andy is one of the most gifted actors I've ever run into. The most expressive eyes. It blows my mind to see how much he can convey with saying nothing. I've never encountered that kind of extremity of just ability to convey things through his eyes. You know, my hat's off to him because I love his pursuit of excellence. I think that, you know, he's got a great vision, and he's going to bring it to the screen, and it's going to be awesome. As soon as I saw the first one with James Franco, and I mean, at the end of it, I was like, oh my God, I cannot wait to see the next one, right? Next one came out. As soon as it came out, I saw it, and I was like, it may be even better than the first one. You know, usually the sequels, you know, not as good, but this, I thought, Jesus, it's incredible. I thought it was maybe better than the first one. And then I was like, I can't wait to see the next one. Not realizing I'd be in it, you know.
What is it that makes an ape an ape? You know, it's not what you think. If you pretend you're an ape, it looks horrible. But if you become the ape, you know, in the most simplest way, it's kind of remarkable. When he does it, it looks so simple. I mean, I watched there's some stuff that I watched of him doing interviews for the last movie, and he would do some, you know, he would move across the stage. Oh, this is how a gorilla walks, and this is how a chimp walks, and this is how an orangutan walks. And it just looks so ridiculously easy. It's so hard to do. He's remarkable. I mean, he transforms completely in the blink of an eye. And with him, it's this very stoic, grounded thing that's daunting. I mean, he's a great actor. And then I walked in and I saw the set that I had to work on for a week, you know, that they built for me. And I don't care how long I've been in this, that's a very scary to see this thing that they spent months building, and now I have to make it work, you know. I was petrified that first day. Matt is incredible. He never stops thinking about his vision, and he is really good at letting you know what's going on in his head. That's the whole point of directing. That makes a good director. And that's why it moves as smoothly as it does. I mean, he's really great to work with. His speed is staccato, you know. It's he's excitable. He's got energy. Whereas, you know, the other apes are more grounded and more, you know, heavy and slow in their speech, and he's a completely different speed. He was a chimp, small chimp that escaped from the Portland Zoo. So I have the power of speech because I learned it from my handlers at the zoo, and hence his name, Bad Ape, which is which I love the name because it you know, I don't know what it implies. I mean, the obvious, which is, oh, you're the bad ape. Now you're the bad guy in the story, which couldn't be more not the opposite of that, really. So, but he's bad ape because he's mischievous, you know, at the zoo. Bad ape. So that stuck.
showed you mercy. But now you're here to finish us off for good.
All of human history has led to this moment. The irony is we created you. And nature has been punishing us ever since. This is our last stand. And if we lose, it will be a planet of apes.
Getting the opportunity to play a role like Maurice, a mature male orangutan, a character of a different species, not just once, but now we're on the third film, and Maurice's journey gets richer and richer and richer and richer. As an actor, as a human being, this is the most incredible gentleman I think I've one of the most incredible gentlemen I've ever met in my life in terms of grounding the leader within our filmmaking journey. He is such a fine director, and he's so truth-seeking missile for the moment of the story that all I have to do is be present in the scenes as Maurice, listen, and I trust him implicitly, like whatever Matt asked me to do. If he says, can Maurice this a go? Yeah. He's Caesar's conscience, he's been his advisor for a very long time, and his commitment and his devotion to Caesar is complete. This is kind of how we met, is with her riding behind me. So we actually met, Karen and Amaya, on Navarone, which was very beautiful, yeah. And so we had this, and I could feel immediately that this was an honest connection, that Amaya is a stunning young actor. And our connection was right there before we'd even gotten to set.
Who is child?
I don't know.
But she was you.
She has no one else. We are not savages. Apes fight only to survive.
Bad human kill ape. All dead now, a long time. Long time.
Bad humans.
Soldier.
Years from now, your children will ask you, what did you do in the greatest war? And you can tell them, I fought to protect this world. We created them. But now, we will bring an end to their kind.
No mercy, no peace. This is war. Apes together, strong.
You are impressive. You're smart as hell. You're stronger than we are. But you're taking this all much too personally. So emotional!
I did not start this war. But I will finish it.
No one anointed us ruler of this kingdom. It's not ours to own. We are simply one of the animal species on our planet. Not separate, not superior. We hold in our hands a responsibility to preserve harmony in the natural world, to demonstrate compassion towards all who call this home. So many living creatures have feelings. Know loss, suffer pain. We must understand the mutual dependence between humans and animals. Only if we understand can we care. Only if we care can all be saved. The series Planet of the Apes makes people think about the apes and perhaps our relationship to them, and anything that makes us think about our own humanity in relation to the rest of the animal kingdom is important. So I think this series has helped. It really, I think, makes one think about the flaws in our own humanity. How do we dare to behave this way towards other living beings? These movies, of course, make use of human actors who've learned to behave like the apes. And I have to say, I'm very impressed with the way that some of the chimpanzee postures and gestures, the way they move. The actors have done a superb job. I think that people for a very long time have been absolutely fascinated with apes because they are our closest living relatives, and in so many ways their behavior mirrors our own. And so, of course, when you take it one step up and you create a kind of ape that is even more human than apes actually are, it makes people think, and it makes people think about our relationship to the other apes. And what is it about us that makes us different? And why is it that we behave the way we do in relation to other living beings? I found Caesar a character that haunted me, so that after I'd come away from the movie, I found I was thinking about Caesar and thinking about the sacrifice that he made to help the other apes. It was a very, very moving film for me. For several weeks after the movie, I was thinking about Caesar. I was thinking about the whole scenario. It has such a very powerful story. There's a great morality in it. And it certainly made me think about how many humans behave in a much less humane way than the character of Caesar in the Planet of the Apes. Extraordinary, really, but I think people will love it.